The topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
And welcome to Triversity Talk. I'm very excited. I have a terrific guest host tonight named Ike Avelli, who you all know is a comedian. Everybody say welcome to Ike.
Hello, Wendy. Hello, everybody out there.
Right. Well, they couldn't really say welcome to you, Ike, because you can't hear them. You can't hear them because we're streaming.
Well, chat.
Right. I mean, right. They can put it in the chat, but it's, it's just not the same that like when you walk out on stage, like when you're doing the show, when you're doing 50 Shades of Gay, your show, and you walk out and you go, hosted by Ike Avelli, and everybody goes, all those applause. You know what? We need an applause track. You just like
a laugh track, an applause track, because we all know what we went through 2 years ago with the Zooms, especially for me being a comedian. No one's laughing because everybody's muted.
Oh my God. Okay. So I have to tell you, well, first of all, I'm Wendy Stewart Kaplan. This is Ike Avelli. I get so off on those tangents. I forget to tell people who we are, what we're about. And we're very happy to have you joining us tonight on Thursday night at 7:00. We were just talking about like when the pandemic started and we were doing these Zoom shows, and Ike is a comedian and you're very funny. You really are. So there's two things. You have really great timing with your jokes, and not everybody does costume well. You do. You're just a sight gag when you.
Tim said, yeah, I'm a drag queen, right? I don't do great costumes, but I do have a designer, Stu's GX, who does go outside the box for me and makes them more like a Bob Mackie look, as opposed to me going to Party City and getting them on my own.
Well, we all know that you've gone to Party City. I'm sorry to bring that up here, but that is the word amongst the drag queens on the street. Ike Avelli shops at Party City.
Oh, please, $14.99. I'm in.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. But again, you really do costume justice. But having a costume and telling jokes on Zoom it's just the hardest thing in the world, right? Because you're seeing yourself. You can't hear anybody, like no comments, not anything at all. And you tell a joke and it sounds like, even if I tell a joke, like it's a bad joke.
Right.
It's a bad joke because there's no feedback.
Yeah, I will tell you, I've never felt more comfortable bombing on stage with a joke, because you're going to get, even if you get one laugh,
right? On
Zoom, it's zero. You don't get no feedback.
Right. I wonder if like in the future with Zoom, oh my God, we're going to make a fortune. I just thought of something like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to invent an app that like is hooked into this live stream stuff, and all you have to do, there's like a little button on the side by your computer, and you hit it and it'll make like the applause happen.
Right. That's why we need a moderator. The moderator should have that little box. We say something funny, they hit the laugh track.
Right. And then everybody knows how funny.
Right. Except they may not have a sense of humor, then they might not hit it at all. So,
but you know what? That's the other beauty of doing the live stream. You don't know if they have a sense of humor or not.
Yes.
You can't see, especially like on StreamYard, you cannot see who the hell is out there.
No.
Before we get started, and believe me, we're not getting started so quick, but a little bit about our guest tonight.
Yes.
Sugar Be Real, whose official birth name is Rhonda Potter, is just, this woman is a treasure. I met her at the Imperial Court. She's been twice in Empress. And people always ask me, what is the Imperial Court? Well, it's an amazing organization. It's a worldwide organization that follows like the court system. You know, we have emperors and empresses and ladies and duchesses, and I'm a viscountess. Did I tell you that?
I love those names. I'm jealous.
I know, they're like, but I mean, that's all fabulous. And we get to wear great gowns and fun. I mean, the dress up factor is great.
Amazing.
But the real thing, and I love telling people this, you know, because our organization, Triversity, you know, we do fundraisers to raise money. The Imperial Court's a huge organization, and every single show they do is to raise money, which that is so incredible to me.
Yeah, because not only are you raising money, you have to put the show together, book the talent, find the venue, and still smile and make it all happen.
But the people you know what, I haven't produced anything yet. I'm still a little over 2 years with them, but it's so amazing to me that they produce all these incredible shows and they're raising money at the same time. And, you know, for any of you that are interested in fundraising out there, we do this with Triversity. Gift baskets, the way to go, right?
Yes.
Who wouldn't want a gift basket?
I mean, and it's filled with all these wonderful things that you don't normally go and get yourself.
Right.
You know,
exactly,
I've seen so many things that the Imperial Court does, and the gift baskets can include gift cards to massages. I've seen so many different things.
Beautiful. And of course, beautifully done, you know, it makes people want to buy the raffle tickets. Oh, I am the girl that sells the raffle.
Yes, you are.
I am. That's my, you know, goal in life, to sell a lot of raffle tickets.
Yeah. Wendy, you're the girl to do it. I've seen you push.
I am the raffle girl. Okay. Let me just check with Rhonda Potter from the Imperial Court, Sugar Be Real, and see if she's ready. Are you ready? You know, I always check on my guests. I guess you do too, because sometimes they have problems with the link.
Yes, they sometimes do, or they'll have internet connection problems and
bad Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, but that's another thing, you know, the fact that we had, because of the pandemic, take everything that we did on stage and all of a sudden put it up on live streams. I mean, how crazy is that?
And I do see somebody just typed in there that Rhonda is legendary.
Oh, cool. Well, she is legendary, and legendary for being late too.
Yes.
But
I mean, what a good heart.
She's got a heart of gold, and she's beautiful. And she just does so much that we let her be late.
Yeah, of course. She could be as late. She could come 5 minutes to 8, although we don't want her to, but we wouldn't mind.
I don't tell her that. If she's there, don't tell her to be real that she can come 5 minutes of 8 because she totally
she'll
will.
Take advantage of it.
You know what I do want to ask you about?
Yep.
Well, you're my only audience. You're doing 50 Shades of Gay.
Yes.
Tell me all about it.
We are starting to travel again with it. We did Pangea in February, but we were supposed to do Asheville, North Carolina in January, but COVID hit a new height again, and they decided to postpone it. So now it is March 24th and March 26th. And it will be Tim Moss and myself, and we have incredible performers that are local Asheville performers. I
saw those two performers on the bill.
Yes, we have drag king Victor Grimm, and we also have Shanita Bonet Hoyle, and they're going to be splitting the performances up. So Victor will be the March 24th performance, and then Shalita will be March 26th, with Tim doing both of those nights with me.
This is so great, and I love that you're having a drag king. You know, drag kings, I mean, let's just talk about drag kings becoming more and more popular. I think my first drag king was Murray Hill.
Oh, Murray Hill.
Yeah. Oh my God. This year, I'm sure, you know, people that follow Murray Hill is an amazing performer, but this year, his house burnt down. You knew that, right?
No, I did not.
Yeah, that was like really huge, and people were donating clothing and stuff like that. I totally love Murray Hill. And
that's devastating.
Our friend Satanya Face just did a show.
Yes, oh God.
Yeah, did a show at Stonewall and had God, I never remember this drag king's name, but it's Kiki something. Isn't that terrible? Kiki something.
Kiki something. There's quite a few of them that I've seen
I know
in the
there's
city.
a lot of Kikis these
Yeah,
days.
and I wish they were more prominent out in the drag world, because I see mostly queens, and you go to any bar, but I would love to see more drag kings. I mean, they put on a show. We were in Rochester about 2 years ago, and it was a drag
festival.
Drag king only performances, and some of them were doing Backstreet Boys and Frank Sinatra. It was just so good.
And do people really, do people appreciate, this is a good question. Do people appreciate drag kings as much as drag queens?
Well, I don't know so much in New York City, but I've seen it in other cities, which I would think New York City would be the more, aggressive as far as having the drag kings performing. But in Rochester, man, that place was packed to the gills.
And everybody loved it.
Yeah.
I totally.
We were entertained, and I'm so happy that this is going to happen for us in Nashville.
Now, I'm excited for you. This is your first time up. I'm getting Rhonda's. I called her. Rhonda, are you there? Okay, she's almost done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, she's almost done. Okay, we're holding your spot, girl.
Stand by.
Bye. She's almost done. So, Asheville is such an incredible place. This is your first time there, right?
Yeah, my first time there, and I was on a radio station last night, 103.3. And they were giving me all the lowdown about where to go to eat, because I love that. I love going to different places and eating and trying different food. And
beautiful, Ike, and it's got a great LGBTQ community. A lot of people don't know that.
I honestly didn't know too much about Asheville. I do have family in South Carolina, but not so much north.
No, not even close. No, you're going to be Asheville's like. In some ways, it's like San Francisco. It's such a beautiful place because it's up in the mountains.
Oh, see, I'm already in.
Right now, you're doing the 24th and the 26th. What's happening on the 25th?
The 25th, we're exploring Asheville. That's for sure.
You're going to go. So, okay, I had a reason to ask you that.
Yeah.
I, as your tour guide.
Please, Wendy.
Yes, Miss Wendy's your tour guide.
Yeah.
What? I have the thing. I'm looking for something I could hold here. So
I want a text message with all these wonderful little treats you're going to give me.
Well, this is a Biltmore mansion, and it's incredible. Now, with the whole COVID thing, it's North Carolina. I'm sure they're open.
Yeah, they are.
It's just spectacular.
That was one of the places that they told me to visit.
Yeah, definitely. Do you like that kind of thing?
I love looking at mansions. We did the Rockefeller one.
Oh, you did? Yeah, so that's really quite incredible.
Yeah. It's just a little bit smaller than my mansion, of course.
Right. Well, we do love to. I not only love touring mansions, I love touring people's homes.
Yes.
People invite you in that move into a new place. I'm always the person that says, "Oh, can I have the tour?" And sometimes I don't even wait for them to give me the tour. It's a self-guided tour. Because
they're the best.
Poking in and seeing.
Sometimes they're giving you the information, but you want to know more.
Right.
What's behind the painting? Is there a safe? Can I open it up?
Oh, you're even worse than me.
Yeah, I love.
Right. You're looking for the safe behind the painting. I'm looking to see what happens when you push the bookcase.
Oh.
Room.
You have to go to Asheville with us.
Oh my God. I know. I would totally love to be the fly on the wall in Asheville.
Well, Tim and I, when we usually go out, Tim likes to explore too.
Yeah, Tim Tim loves to explore.
Yeah. So at Rochester, we discovered so many different things. So I'm definitely looking forward to Asheville because, again, first time there.
Right. Well, I would think also the people running the Fringe Festival. Now, how many different shows do they have there?
It's not as much because it's a very limited run because everything was happening in January. It was between streaming and live. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we are live and streaming the 2 nights that we're there.
Wow.
So hopefully, but there's not as many shows because it's only from Thursday to Sunday.
Got it.
Whereas the Rochester or the Providence, they usually run 1 to 2 weeks long.
How do there are that many like things out there? I guess so.
But the Rochester Fringe Festival had about 60,000 people attend in 2019. And out of the 60,000, that was spanned over 2 weeks. And they had about 500 shows.
500 shows.
Yeah.
No, I sent it to the other one. No, the other one. Hang on. Don't you, ladies and gentlemen, don't you love this? This is actually reality live stream.
And we're having fun.
We're like Chloe and the rest of them. Can I resend it? Okay. Now I have to resend the link. So let me do that to her so that she has it. She's making me multitask here. Oh my God. Here we go. Forward. Okay. Rhonda. Okay, there we go.
And we're good.
Well, I think we're good. She may want me to send it to another email address, in which case she sent.
You got it covered.
It to Yahoo. All right, there we go. Sent it to Yahoo. I don't even, this email address that she just gave me. Hey, Ike, are you good at sending links really quick?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give
you don't think you want to give me your email, right?
I'm going to give you her email right now. Just type it in.
Live?
Oh, right. Okay, wait, I have a better idea.
Text me it.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's do this. Maybe she got it on the other thing. Now I have to find you.
So while you're doing that, Wendy, if you have anybody that's listening in the Asheville area,
yes,
and they want tickets to come see the show, I'll give away 2 tickets tonight.
You're giving away 2 tickets?
I'll give away 2 tickets to both shows, 24th and 26th. And if they want to email Ike Avelli events at hotmail.com, the first person that sends an email, and we will give 2 tickets to the Thursday or the Saturday show.
Okay. Let me just send her this link. Here we go. All right. I got it. I'm sending it to her.
Got it?
Yep. God, she's making me work for this. Whether Be Real is making me work for this tonight.
She works hard for the money.
Well, you know what? Like, she's been an Empress twice. This is what happens.
You get to do whatever you want.
That's right. I'm so impressed by that she's been twice an Empress in the Imperial Court.
Yeah, we should give a shout out. Joe Preston joined and said hello to both of us.
Oh my God, Joe Preston, thank you so much for joining. We are in search for our Empress. That's right. See, I thought for a second, I thought to myself, maybe she's in a hostage situation.
Oh. Live.
Right, because anything can happen anywhere nowadays. You know, you're on a live stream, you're waiting for your guests to come, and like,
where are they? You got to put out freaking smoke signals.
Right. Okay. Now, hopefully, she got the link. And Rhonda, are you there? Do you see any activity there?
I see nothing.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay, she's still not seeing the link. I'm going to resend it one more time.
Well, if anybody's out there watching, chat up with Storm. We'll chat with you while we're waiting for Rhonda.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions they want to ask Ike or myself about our lives,
yes,
we're open books. You know what? I am doing the very best I can to recover from the pandemic, because it's still not 100% normal. It's still kind of weird. And
it does feel good though, Wendy, to know that they lift the mandate, and even though some venues are still honoring the vaccination cards, it's nice to know that it's lifted.
But I agree, but it's still like kind of hard now to know what to do. Like, for instance, Oh my God, I almost forgot. It's St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Oh, but I had no green.
Oh, look at us. We have like no green. I'm looking like
Well, you got green in the rainbow flag.
There you go. I've got green in my rainbow flag.
I don't have any green. What do I got? Nothing green.
You don't even like have a leprechaun?
Oh, hold on. Hold
I knew you would have something, Icabelli. Hang on.
I have to have something here that's green, right?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. I got to post it.
You have a green Post-it. I don't know. Not to burst your bubble, but it looks like it's kind of like a blue.
Shoot. I don't even have anything else green.
It's okay. We forgive you. Okay, but the parade was today, and I totally forgot that we were having the parade. But here's the deal: I had a couple of bookings. I had to be on the subway. You had all these people on the subway in leprechaun hats and no mask. Now, the one place they are telling people, put the damn mask on the subway.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know the subway also was a part of that. I thought the mandate was just lifted, but I guess it's just restaurants and theaters.
Honestly, first of all, the subways smell horrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
It's so much worse than it ever was. And yes, they're telling people on the bus and on the subway. But we had all these rebel rousers. I love that word.
I love that word too.
It's a great word to describe like the St. Patty's people.
Mm-hmm.
The rebel rousers got on the train, and a lot of them were, loaded already.
Yeah, of course.
And they just didn't have any masks on. And I felt, okay, I have a little rage in me. I'll admit I've got some rage. I just wanted it like they were drunk, and I just wanted to take my hand and slap that leprechaun hat.
And the mask right off of them. Right
Off of it. Does that make me a bad person?
It doesn't make you, because I get the same way during SantaCon.
Oh, SantaCon, my God. What is it about SantaCon that brings out rage in us?
It's like I feel like I just don't want to believe in Santa Claus anymore after that. I'm done. Because
of SantaCon. All right, let's see where our guest is.
They're up there.
Right here. Oh my God. You need an official introduction.
Gorgeous as always.
Thank you. I want you to meet the fabulous Sugar Be Real, an amazing person, an ally, an advocate, twice an Empress in the Imperial Court, and her reputation for being late precedes her.
I'm sorry. Someone got hit by a train today, and it just took.
No, I think were you on that train? Oh my gosh!
I was on the train, I guess, behind that train because everything just stopped, and I was like, "This is not supposed to happen."
You know what? Stuff happens, and this is what I love about Rhonda. Look at her, gorgeous. And
if this is late, be gorgeous all the time.
This is like a 20-minute face here.
Right, but you know what? This is a professional that I have never seen. Rhonda, every single event, impeccable. Absolutely impeccable.
Well, I try.
And she just had her stepping down, right? Because we have a new Emperor and Empress.
Well, we're back. Basically, our ball on the 26th of March will be my step down.
That's your Night of 1,000 Gowns.
Night of 1,000 Gowns, yes, at the Edison Ballroom.
And are there any tickets left for that while we're on it?
We have 7 tickets left.
Okay, great.
So which is pretty awesome.
If you're listening and you want a really fun, fabulous, elegant evening.
Yeah. So you go to ICNY, Imperial Court of New York, icny.org, and you click the events link, and then you click Night of 1,000 Gowns, and it'll direct you to the hotel. It's a very fun weekend. We have a lot of guests coming in from out of town.
Well, Friday night is
Friday night is late. It's the out of town show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then after the out of town show, we have passes to go to Boxers on 20th Street because they on 21st. Then Saturday, we have what we call hospitality. So our out of town guests can pick up their tickets. And then the ball is Saturday evening from 6 until 10. And then on Sunday, we have a victory brunch. And after the victory brunch, we have a victory party at Stonewall upstairs. So if anyone can't come to the ball, they're more than welcome to come to the out of town show. It's $15. And or they can come to the Victory show at Stonewall after brunch, because we sold all of our brunch tickets.
The brunch tickets are so, yeah,
I'm two left, but I don't know.
I'm telling you, by Sunday, they can carry me somewhere in a stretcher. The night that we're doing our out of town show at Slate, I'm booked on Evan Lawrence's show called The Crowning. So I'm going to do that show and then come over and join
Slate.
People. But that's a double header that night. And
that'll be great. That'll be awesome. Yes.
And what a blast every time, because I've been to the one in New York and also the Connecticut one where they do the out of towner. Right. Yes. And what a fabulous time. And I love it because you have all the different price ranges. So if people can't make it to the one event, they can go to another and still celebrate and have a good time.
The out of town show, it's a $15 suggested donation at the door. The Night of 1,000 Gowns right now, it's $275, which includes an open bar and a 3-course meal. I went to the tasting at the Edison Ballroom. I have to tell you, it was spectacular. Delicious. Yes, filet mignon.
Ooh.
Yes, you're getting a really past hors d'oeuvres, during cocktails, the full 9 yards, and not to mention the spectacular of everything that's going on. You know, the dresses, the gowns, the magnificent whatever.
The magnificence of it all. It is
of it all.
So
and that's what it's all about.
Real. How did this whole court thing happen for you?
For me, my God. It's a very interesting story. And it started quite a while ago. Back in the mid 80s, early 90s, a very good friend of mine, he was a nurse at St Vincent's Hospital.
Okay.
And one of our friends got sick. And he said, you should really go visit him. And, we really didn't know a lot back then. So I'm like,
they were calling it grid back then.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. Is it a good idea for me to go? He goes, girl, they're not contagious like that.
Yeah, he knew right away.
I said, okay. So one day on my way home from work, I was passing St. Vincent's and I went upstairs. And in getting to his room, I just passed one person that I was dancing at the Roxy's with last Friday. I passed another person that I was hanging out at Penny Feathers on, whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what the hell's going on? Still naive. I'm like, what's going on here? Blah, blah, blah. And I started going to visit, taking the trays of food in, hanging out with the people there, blah, 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 blah. And it's really funny because my friend said to me earlier this year, he was like, a lot of the people that I told you, we had a lot of Brazilian friends. A lot of the people that I told you went back to Brazil to get better. They all died, but he didn't want to tell me. And then that took a toll out of me. And another friend of mine was like, well, we do volunteer work at God's Love We Deliver. And I said, oh, okay. So for 5 years, every Tuesday I went to God's Love We Deliver, still my heart and my soul.
And I remember when they started that. That was what's her name? Who just refreshed my memory.
Joan Rivers started that, or no?
Joan Rivers for a long time was one of the honorary board members. Was a board member.
Yeah, I remember.
I forgot. And how the whole organization started, God's Love We Deliver, was because she had a friend that was sick.
A great story.
And she would take groceries to him. And when she went back the next week, the groceries were still there. So she said, why aren't you cooking? Why aren't you using groceries? And he goes, I don't have the strength to cook. I don't have the strength. So my mom's calling me. So
you can bring me on the show too.
My mom's awesome.
Because I want to tell your mother she raised an incredible daughter.
Oh, thank you very much. Anyway, so when she figured out that he couldn't cook, she started cooking for him. And then she thought, well, hey, if he's not able to, there'll be other people. And so she started this organization in her house. And then it's just started into the
beautiful,
amazing organization that it is now. And then another friend of mine, after 5 years, said to me, oh, I bought you a ticket for your birthday to go Night of 1,000 Gowns. So I was like, what's that? He goes, girl, and we have to make a gown, and we have to do this, and we have to do that. And I was like, great. My sister bought me a bridesmaid's dress, and his name was Cashmere Bouquet. So he likes a lot of floral flowers on his things. And so I had a gold dress, and we stuck gold and black flowers on it. He was in black and red. And we took, we needed elastic because it was a strapless dress. And we needed elastic to put on, and this is us the night before the ball, glue and shit. Hot.
That's it. That's
hot
it.
gluing.
It's like before a show, he's gluing.
Yes, hot gluing roses on this dress. And he goes, oh, well, we can't go to the store. So he took one of his jock straps, cut it out, sewed it here and hot glued the roses. I still have that dress.
Good for you.
That dress could fit me because it cannot.
And what year was that? Your first?
That was 17 years ago.
17.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Well, wait, no, 16 years. I've been in the court for 16 years.
Wow.
And once I went to Night of 1,000 Gowns, the first time as a guest. And then I joined the next year and we went back. And sadly, my friend passed away last year.
Oh, sorry.
But, you know, I've been doing this, like I said, for 16 years. And I would say I went from wearing a hairnet at God's Love to wearing a crown.
No, it is. It really is.
I love that.
Yes. And it's the most amazing, fulfilling, because yes, you do get to wear, you know, you get to get dressed up, you get to feel good, but you're also still helping the community.
Correct.
Still raising money for our most vulnerable, still...
Always.
You know, being supportive and everything that I want to give back. And they've all the LGBTQIA, they've always embraced, they've always embraced me.
Yes.
Agreed. And I appreciate the love they gave me, and I just want to give them back. Just whatever I can.
What do you think is in you, Sugar? That where does this? I have it too. That's why we get along. Ike has it. What is that give back thing? Because lots of people will trip the life fantastic through their lives, and it just doesn't occur to them. Not that they're selfish; they don't have that burning drive.
No, I don't know. My parents were very giving people, very loving people. We grew up in a house. I have 5 siblings, a mom and a dad. We had 1 bathroom, and we always say how we can't remember ever arguing about who's going in the bathroom, who's in the bathroom. Not to mention, my parents always said, if you can't do it in the house, you're not supposed to be doing it at all. So every weekend, my brothers, my cousins, my mom would feed the entire family. And, you know, my father was like, there's always room for one more.
No,
you know? To this day, if my aunt calls my mom and says, do you have this, this, and this? And she was like, come over in 5 minutes. We'll figure it out. You know, so my parents were very open and very giving people. We grew up in a family also that color was not an issue because half of my family's white, half my family's black. You know, we're all mixed and everything. And I never grew up in a family that pointed out that, you know, well, we're better than you or not, you know, whatever. It was all, and my grandmother too. My grandmother, okay, this is an interesting story. My grandmother raised her husband's illegitimate children. I hope my mom's not listening to this.
That's why she's calling you.
Yes.
It's your grandmother.
My grandmother basically said these children didn't, you know, they weren't the ones to do. I grew up with these men being my uncle all my life. Not until I got married in 1997. Yeah, they were like, well, you know, he's not your full-blooded. And I was like, wow. Again, the love was always there. The support was always there. They are the most amazing person. And my grandmother had the biggest heart in the world. So, you know, and I think it's just coming from a family of caring and giving people. Yes.
And also empathetic, okay? Yeah. Empathy is something that is lacking so much nowadays. And, you know, your whole upbringing, and even as I know you're always going to visit a sister or a mother. It doesn't matter if they're not all in the New York area. You go wherever you need to go. You help wherever you need to help.
Yeah. My family is amazing. I love being with my family. So funny because I travel a lot now, and a friend of mine we were talking, and he goes, well, what does your retirement look like? And I said, My retirement? I said, me, my 2 sisters, sitting on my sister's lake in Atlanta, drinking sweet tea, talking crap to one another. Calling my other sister and was like, why you're not here? You need to come over now. Like, just sitting around with my sisters and my nieces and my nephews like when I say I travel a lot, in the month of February, I was gone every weekend.
Oh my! It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
I go
carnations, everything, family.
We have 72 chapters across the United States, and I go to a lot of their coronations.
Okay.
To support that court. Over the years, I've met amazing people. And like our Night of 1,000 Gowns, they have their ball. Mm-hmm. So I had in February, I was in San Diego, Connecticut. Well, it started in Houston. Got COVID there.
Yeah, a bunch of people get COVID in Houston.
A bunch of people got COVID in Houston.
Lots of people go, Jesus.
The funny story about that is that I went to Houston for a friend's birthday in early December. And it was 4 of us. 2 people flew back to New York. One went back to Palm Springs, and I went directly to my family in Florida. By Wednesday, they were calling me and like, we just tested positive. And I'm in my mom's house. And I was like, oh my God. And at that point, the Omni virus, that part,
Omicron.
2 hours in a line waiting to get tested. Jesus. And this is Florida because, they don't have COVID down there.
Right.
No COVID in Florida.
At the height of COVID, they didn't have COVID.
And don't say gay. Don't say gay.
Oh, honey. Here. We'll just be as gay as we can. We don't have to say it. Yeah. But it took forever to get the test results back. Finally, I got the test results back. And I was negative. The 2 people who came back to New York were positive, and the one in Palm Springs was also negative. But what I realized, I had gotten my booster back in October.
Right.
He got his booster just before he left. The other 2 in New York did not get their booster. So that is an important lesson right there.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing that. Because I remember when you were going through that.
Well, yeah, but then I went back because I tempted fate.
Yes.
I tempted fate.
You gotta go.
Fearless.
I'm like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But I wasn't feeling well before I went. And then I took a COVID test. It came back negative.
Okay.
I took the PCR test and it came back negative. So they're like, you just have a cold. So I think because my immune system was already down, I had a great time though. I had
ain't no COVID gonna hold her down.
So I came home and then I went to Stonewall because they had a Fire Island show at Stonewall that evening, hanging out with all my friends. And then I was like, Monday, I woke up just coughing and
I remember.
Yeah. And then I went and I got the test first. They were like, no, you're not. Your test is negative. So I think maybe it's just a bronchial thing from the cold before. And as I'm walking home, trying to hold on to the wall and breathe at the same time, my phone rings and the guy goes, well, we were wrong. Your test came back positive.
I think if you recall, when you were going through that, I texted you and I said, walks like a duck, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's a duck because I've had it twice already.
So let me understand. So it was the PCR that came back?
The rapid test came back. First, they said it was negative. Then it came back. Then I said, are you looking at the right test?
Right.
And he goes, yeah, we're looking at the right test. The girl made a mistake, blah, 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 blah. So I said, okay. They gave me all the good drugs. Right. I came home and within 2 days I was fine. And then I'm like, well, I feel fine. Can I go outside? No. But I live in an incredible building and I reached out to some of my neighbors and I'm like, hey, I have COVID. Can you?
I had
groceries. I had groceries. Every day my neighbor upstairs would bring me soup and I would have soup. It was, I just sat here for 10 days.
But, she brought out a really good point. And I tell people this all the time because, I take, when I hear of a class in COVID, I want to learn as much as I can because I was one of the first when it came.
I had it when it first came out too.
Right, of course we did because we're out there. But what I've learned, these tests, people are testing on the first day when they feel like they've got a little bit of a cold, and the second day the cold is a little worse. Let me tell you something. If you're lucky, it may test positive, but for the most part, when you're feeling like death warmed over and you're steamrollered, That's what you have. And when you take that test, it'll come up positive. But you know what? They didn't tell anyone this. And people are thinking they're feeling a little funny. They do the test. It's negative. They go to a party and they give it to 10
to everybody else.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's the thing I'm worried about with the home test, because a lot of them are giving the false, and a lot of people are coming back with it negative when they really have it.
If you're exposed, you're not going to be able to tell it from the home test. You really have to wait until you have symptoms.
Yeah.
And by the time you have symptoms, you know what the hell it is.
Right.
Not a sinus infection. And that's what doctors were giving people Zithromax. Come on.
Yeah. Well, he gave me Zithromax at first, but then I went back and he gave me, and then he gave me, because the test came back negative. He thought it was a bronchial thing. So he gave me the Zithromax, and then he gave me some other steroid stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah. Once I took the steroid stuff, I stopped coughing, and I said, I didn't even realize it, but I felt like there's a baby elephant on my chest.
Yeah, yeah.
And once I started taking the steroids, I go, it feels like a fluffy puppy. Like it took a few days to go away, but
it's almost funny because you're taking meds for something that's really not the issue. Which, like you were a guinea pig in the beginning, because is it this? Is it that? And then you feel like, why did I have this in my body?
But that's the whole point. And you know what? They still don't know. I was saying to Ike, I go on the subway at St. Patrick's Day. All the St. Patrick's people who came in for the parade that are drunk out of their minds in their leprechaun hats, not a mask to be seen on any of them. All the what? Yeah, no, I know. I swear to you. Yeah, definitely. I know. Right, because they were all going by Penn Station. You're right. No, we love Long Island people. This is anyone else. We do. No, we know they were coming, and no masks. Nothing in the subway. I don't. It's crazy.
I still, believe it or not, I still use it when I'm in the supermarket, and I just feel like
be careful, because even though they're saying now, it's like the whole you could go back to work after 5 days, catching a cold. Only the ones that are unvaccinated. You have to be cautious, because if you're basically, I was talking to my aunt, she's 93, another cool person, coolest 93-year-old.
That's auntie. Her 92-year, she is beyond adorable. Yep. And she's such a good time.
Yes.
She comes out with me all the time. The boys love her. She's hanging out.
Everyone loves
coming
her.
to the ball. Yeah, she's really amazing.
First of all, there's nothing about her that's 92.
Yeah, she does more. She's more up and about than I am.
She's like adorable.
Yeah, she takes yoga classes twice or 3 times a week.
Wow.
She was taking computer classes not too long ago. Couldn't figure that one out though, but it's all right. I got that part of it.
Excuse me, she took the classes. That's like amazing.
Exactly. And she does a 2-mile walk almost every day. She has tickets to Lincoln Center. She has tickets to the Jazz. She's tickets.
God bless.
Yeah, really, Ike.
The fact that she does not like to stay home, and she's like, you are as old as you make yourself.
Amen.
And she's out running around and doing her stuff. I mean, she's amazing. So she's going to live for a long time.
Good. That's great.
That's exactly how Rhonda Potter is going to be.
Your mouth.
I have no doubt. And you'll be running for Empress again with the court. Now,
every 5 years.
Let's hope you don't. Let's hope you don't see a third pandemic. That's for sure.
Well, you know what they say. So the Imperial Court system started in a pandemic. It started in the AIDS crisis.
Yeah.
When these shelters and things were not getting money from the government because nobody understood and everybody was shying away. So our oldest court, I believe, is 52 years old.
Wow.
Which court is that? Which one is that?
It's San Francisco. Portland. Sorry. So it's Portland and then San Francisco.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they started out long ago, and we started in a pandemic, and one of the reasons why I ran for Empress this time was because we didn't know what the future, how we were going to raise money. We didn't know what was going on. And I felt like you needed a person that was a little louder than the average person. I fit that bill. When you walk into a room, when you meet, I've met so many influential people over my 16 years, and became friends with some of the council people in my neighborhood. And
Of course.
I just felt like you needed someone that was going to walk into whatever room we had to walk into and make a statement to say, hey, we're still here. We're still
Right.
going to do whatever we can to help you. You can always rely on us. And, you know, I appreciate that the other court members understood and appreciate,
Everybody,
me.
so grateful.
Yeah.
Triversity, it was very the same situation. I honestly couldn't think out of the box. Stephen Bloomer-Teague, who was, he's still our acting executive director, but Zoe Heath will be taking over in April. But Stephen took the whole organization online, similar to what the court did. We had shows, and we had a holiday party online, and I remember everybody's face popping up on Zoom, and
everybody was so happy to see us.
We were so happy to like just be with other people, even if it was just like this. And I thought to myself, wow, you know, I also took his show 50 Shades of Gay online. What we were talking about though before, like Greg's a comedian, so he's telling jokes and there's no one laughing because we're on a live stream.
When you're muting everybody, nobody, and then like they might joke, Mom.
Right. Right. It's like, it's hard. It was, I think for me, it was very hard even to do these shows. Because I'm like, Rhonda, we're similar, and I too. We like being out there. We love talking to people. We love meeting people.
Yes.
You know, and if I have to do these live streams, that's fine. But I'm so happy things are opening.
I know.
Me too.
Yeah. What I did is I went out right away after I got elected, and all these backdrops. I have lighting. I had a full studio. I had chairs for Tree and I, my Emperor Tree and I to sit in. So, you know, and I made one video after. But, you know, the best part about that was while we couldn't see each other, a lot of the videos that I made went to Vancouver, went to Canada, went to California. And so when they had their shows, you know, you'd make a video, you'd send it, and you can help them raise money. It was really, you got to be in more than one place at a time. You were on Toronto's coronation, and you were in, you know, California at the same time. It was amazing because you're helping now raise money in so many different places. That was the one good thing about being virtual, you know. But and then when we did our virtual shows, we were able to have a lot of people, Washington and all over the country get involved. Texas, one of my favorite places.
Yeah, it's great because people can just send. I did one with you. Tim Moss and I did the duet.
Yes.
That was such a
country duet one, right?
That was right. The barnyard, right? Barnyard.
Yes. The outfits. Yep. I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, and with this too, I think with the pandemic and the virtual events too, celebrities have become more accessible for interviews.
Oh my God, totally.
Yeah, because we did one virtual event where we had several people from Ireland perform.
There you go.
And it worked out really, really well, you know? So yeah, it was good.
So Wendy, you and I were talking before. So you started 16 years ago with the court. You've seen so much being done for so many organizations. You've seen great celebrities, supporters, members come and go. How has it evolved to today?
We have no choice but to progress and move forward. We are in New York City, and there's so many organizations here that raise money. We are working tirelessly and we are working continuously to make sure that we're still, you know, I just had an event, and then there's still so many smaller organizations. Like one of my heartfelt organizations is City Leaf. They house, and it's really weird for me to say this, but people that are still dying from AIDS and HIV.
And it's still happening. Thank you for saying that.
and they're still housing and taking care of these people. Right. That sounded terrible, these people, but they're still housing and taking care of them. And their funding was cut. They're not, I love God Self We Deliver too, but they have a lot of support thrown at them. Hedrick Martin was another organization that I loved, whatever. But when you have ones like City Leaf or the Caribbean Equality Project.
You just did that.
We just did that one. And they're small organizations. And what they do is they help brown and black people, Caribbean people, and to get their papers, name changes, and every cent for them counts, So we have to now look to getting that money that they need to other small organizations that are not getting the funding.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Bye. Thank you.